Reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Drummond.
But we're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
For a long time, the Raptors playing in Canada was seen by some as a detriment to their competitive prospects. Players dealt with issues like passports, different money, going through customs, and on and on. But now the Raptors use it as a strength, not as a weakness. They have a whole nation behind them. And they have Toronto, a diverse city with global engagement. Kevin?
And the game is going global. You're right. Thank you, D.A. Doris, there is nothing like opening night in the NBA. Every fan base just teeming with optimism for the upcoming season.
I think all of us are just so thrilled to have NBA basketball back. There's no losses in the losing column. Everybody's happy. Let's tip it off and go.
And guys have that little step, and these first weeks of the season are always exciting.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody's bursting with enthusiasm. Players are fresh.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Andre Drummond is out there with Gallinari. Then it's LeBron James. Then it's Green. And it's Paul in at point guard. And for Toronto, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge. Doncic out there at Bledsoe. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Aldridge, no luck.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Knocks it loose, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And Adams kicks to Simmons. Floats one, and it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive.
Well, it can't get worse than this. 0 for 4 to start.
A shot by LeBron, no good. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Jazz in Salt Lake City. Simmons with it, now guarded by Gallinari. Simmons dishes to Bledsoe. 6 to shoot. Three-pointer. Bangs home the trifecta.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Green against Doncic. And it's James missing.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that. But that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
And Toronto choosing their team name back in '94. The fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then.
No good on that one.
You think about the Timberwolves, the one thing that seems elusive for this organization has been consistency. They have had the talent. They've had good coaching. The problem is they haven't yet put those two areas together.
And he can't hit the second. And the Wolves, Doris, one of only 11 franchises to have never won a championship. In fact, they've made the Western Conference Finals only once.
I think one of their challenges, at least in this latest run, has been they're competing with a very young core. And certainly you have added veterans to the group. The problem is the core guys have to understand how to step up when it's winning time. What we understand is playoff performance is most important.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
numbers for Eric Bledsoe. A very nice season for him last year. Last season put up about 16 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
That one is off.
I think one thing you have to love about the Timberwolves, their aggression on the offensive end. This is a team that has been top 10 in free throw attempts over the last 8 years. And when they get to the line, they do convert.
And he's good on the second. And part of why the Wolves get to the line so much, they take a lot of two-point shots.
And that's a trade-off, right, Kev? We all know the analytics like the three-point shot. They like restricted area twos. But the best way to get to the line is to challenge the teeth of that defense. You can't do that from 25 feet away, guys.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And, Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Out left to the wing. Outside Aldridge. Simmons passes to Bledsoe. From deep three-point range, Minnesota with the rebound. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
They were forced into tons of sloppy play, and I think they'll be looking to be more composed tonight.
For Minnesota, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. The first one falls. You know, Doris, I know your style of play at Providence was one of aggressiveness, a lot of instinct, a lot of smarts, great skill. But I think you also have an appreciation for the players that are real scrappy on the floor.
What I love, Kevin, are guys who can influence the game without having incredible offensive skill. So a guy like Patrick Beverly, so a little bit undersized, but would you like to have that guy pick you up at 94 feet, be in your grill and in your face like he gives no quarter, he gives no concessions? If he were checking Kevin Harlan, my goodness, you'd have a long night.
that would be a torture chamber. I agree with you. So here's Gallinari after Eric Bledsoe's score, and Drummond throws it down.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Doncic with the steal. Got a piece of it. Passes it to Adams. And they pick up 2.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Ball finds James. Releases from 15. No good on that one. And Toronto will come the other way.
What a brutal night for them.
Hammering it in.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
And the Timberwolves call timeout. Or as you think about the anchor of this team, Steven Adams just holds it down in the middle.
Oh, Steven Adams does so much, but it all starts on the defensive end with this guy. He takes away so much space on the interior. He is commanding on the backboards. He contests shots. Everything you could hope for, Steven Adams brings.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Steven Adams. Baca comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Anthony's checked in for Ben Simmons. And it's Kemba Walker in for Eric Bledsoe. And then for Minnesota, Allen's checked in for Gallinari. Smart comes in for Danny Green. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Paul. Here's Doncic after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Over Smart. Doncic, no good.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
Lowry passes to Drummond, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
The pass to Doncic. Fades away. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Doncic has got 6.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now, here's Walker. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Fades and shoots. Doncic, no good.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Shot from 12. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Toronto leading by 4. He lobs it up and stolen by James. To the middle. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist by James.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Doncic. And again, no good by Toronto. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Smart passes to Allen. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Doncic outside. Ibaka finds Walker. Buries the long-range jumper.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And that does it for the first quarter. Raptors lead by 5. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. Well, you see a lot of players who pick up a controller and fire up NBA 2K, thank goodness, including the king himself, LeBron James.
I play 2K all the time. Seriously, when I'm playing the game, I'm putting certain lineups on the court that I see could actually help us in real life, which is very weird.
Always experimenting, always keeping his mind engaged, Greg, with basketball.
And that's who Bron is. He lives, breathes, and eats basketball.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got DeAndre Jordan. Lowry out there with Marcus Smart. Then there's Allen. And it's LeBron in at the small forward.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
And it's sent back by Allen.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Allen. Last year, getting it done. 8th in field goal percentage and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And, you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league. His dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. That's good from McGee. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history, and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. This is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use. You're right. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, a Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole. Kevin, that's what made him. From Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. Here's Doncic following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Here's Walker. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 4 assists now tonight.
Listen, we all know Luka Doncic can score, but equally impressive to me is his playmaking ability.
Now here's Jordan. Lowry from outside. Cans it from downtown. Lowry's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Well, DeAndre Jordan remains one of the best rebounders in the NBA. His ability to dominate the glass and get you extra possessions, just a thing of beauty.
Group in now for the Raptors. Steven Adams, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Serge Ibaka. Simmons checked in for Anthony. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Luka Doncic. Timberwolves also changing it up. Gallinari, he's checked in for LeBron. Green comes in for Marcus Smart. And Chris Paul subbed in for Kyle Lowry. And with DeAndre Jordan, the rebounding is as strong as ever, Doris. But what about the rim protection?
Well, I think obviously DeAndre's block totals aren't what they used to be when he was turning away 2 shots a game. But there's more to defense than just blocking shots. And Jordan remains a plus defender.
Here's Jordan. The Raptors getting the bucket. Pass to Green. Fires the 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Well, this guy is a lethal distance shooter. Danny Green lights out.
And Simmons kicks to Bledsoe. Back to Simmons. Ball against Walker. Here's Aldridge. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Jared Allen. For Toronto, they have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Aldridge. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment.
Wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Now here's Walker. After Ben Simmons' miss, Walker finds Aldridge. Shoots from the elbow. Green with the rebound. Timberwolves trail. Gallinari outside. On the wing, Green. Guarded by Bledsoe. And that one drops for him. 6 points for Jordan.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
Outside, Walker. A three-pointer off the mark.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Green with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
It's great whenever Danny Green is forcing the issue. He puts the defender in a tough spot there.
It's his first trip to the line. That free throw, no good.
Sometimes when a guy is the 46th pick, as Danny Green was back in 2009, he can become an afterthought. But what does he go out and do? In just his 5th NBA season, he wins a championship with the Spurs.
Drummond's checked in for Allen. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And it's Walker penetrating. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Paul against Bledsoe. Paul left side. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
And this is the key. In this game, you've got to be able to move your feet to be successful on the defensive end.
And so it's Minnesota with it after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. From the wing, gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Yeah, he's like a magician out there. Paul shows you only what he wants you to see. Then he hits you with the reveal.
Pass to Walker. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Walker's got 9 points in the quarter.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Passes it to Drummond. Gallinari outside. No good on the triple. Toronto leading by 3. Here's Simmons. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. And they're in the thick of this long road run. That's the 3rd of 7 straight on the road. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Walker firing on all cylinders for Toronto. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Carmelo, first half in the books. What do you need to focus on in the second half to get this win?
Well, just communication and trusting one another. When somebody get beat, the next guy got his back, and we're just trying to get up and down, get going some way, somehow, For the most part, we did pretty good. A couple of adjustments on the defensive end. Make some shots and we'll be fine.
Well, thanks for your time, Carmelo. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points and 2 assists. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Terrific performance so far by Kemba Walker. Tremendous team leader who's become a star in this league. He can be your catalyst offensively, and he makes big shots.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and they helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it could easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've seen Kemba Walker really having a great game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Bledsoe is out there with Luka Doncic. And then there's Steven Adams. Then it's Simmons. And it's Aldridge in at the 4 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Shot clock at 6. Here's James. Sinks the 15-footer. LeBron's got the first bucket of the third here for Minnesota.
I'll tell you, LeBron James can put a defender on skates, keep him off balance. There is no limit to where this guy can score from.
Now here's Bledsoe. The shot, no good. Some solid D from Paul. And now the fast break. Gallinari with the ball.
And you got to love how Paul sees the whole court so well. Maybe the best quality for a point guard to have.
Here's Simmons. He's got 10. The 11-footer connects. The jumper drops. Doncic has got 8 points.
Well, this is the first full year now for Ryan Saunders. Let's remember he was hired by Minnesota full-time after an interim stint last season. And boy, did the players love playing for him.
Buries the jumper to finish the break. Now it's a 5-point Raptor lead.
Listen, this guy has off-the-charts basketball IQ. Luka Doncic understands when to get into that pull-up game.
Now, here is Gallinari. LeBron outside, sinks the triple. 10 points for him. And as we know, Doris, Ryan Saunders, the son of the late, great Minnesota legend, Flip Saunders.
Well, certainly the family has history with the organization, but in no way did Ryan Saunders get the job due to name only. This guy proved he can get wins from this Minnesota roster last year. For Saunders, he's known as a player development guy, and the ability to handle superstars is part and parcel to the job.
JaVale McGee's checked in for the Raptors. Anthony comes in for Simmons. Timberwolves trail by 5. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And Drummond throws it down.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Bledsoe. He's got 5. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots from the elbow. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Drummond's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Stolen by McGee. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. With a break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
That's good from McGee. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Allen's checked in for Gallinari. And Smart subbed in for Green. Both free throws good from McGee. Timberwolves trail by 5. And there's the pass to James. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Doncic passes to Carmelo. To the paint. Here's Aldridge. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Jared Allen.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Raptors have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
First one falls for him.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Paul. He's perfect from the line this time.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Kicks it out to Allen. James outside. Allen trying to break free, and it's James missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
The Raptors have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Some changes for Toronto. Baca comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Walker subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Jordan, he's checked in for Minnesota. That's good from Anthony.
You know, Carmelo Anthony, problematic for the defense. He spends so much time at the line, keeps you on a string.
Smart deciding where to go with it. Here's James over Anthony, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
That's his first personal foul.
The Timberwolves gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
I think what amazes me about LeBron James is that he never stops pushing. This guy is pursuing greatness.
Now here's Walker. He's got 12. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Walker's got 14.
Boy, that one was not easy. Every once in a while, you just make a tough shot.
Pass to Allen. Back to Lowry. Just 5 to shoot. Floats one up, and that's 2 points on the layup. He's got 9.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Kept alive. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And the Raptors lead by 7.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Smart dishes to LeBron. Outside Lowry. Takes the three. That shot, no good. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
Well, he's not settling. Melo taking it to the D and making himself get to the free throw line.
For Toronto, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
2 shots.
That free throw missing. Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Toronto. And he sinks the second.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
James against Ibaka. Ibaka with some nice D. Toronto leading by 8.
And the move back to his more natural 5 position has rejuvenated Serge Ibaka. More room to operate offensively, and defensively he can stay in the paint where he's effective.
Now here's LeBron following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. James, the pass to Allen. Shoots over Walker. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Doncic kicks to Walker. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Walker's got the lead up to 10 now for Toronto. And Ibaka's shooting ability, Doris, had enabled him to play some power forward, but his mobility was being tested.
Correct, because at Ibaka's size, it's tough to ask him to chase smaller guys around the perimeter. He is much better suited playing inside and protecting the rim. I think you saw that last season.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Pass to Anthony over LeBron. The shot by Anthony, no good.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
And this is what the really good defensive players do. They anticipate and they're rarely fooled.
Now here's Anthony after LeBron James's miss over Lowry, and that one's good. Anthony's got his second basket of the night.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range.
Outside, Smart. Passes to James. 6 on the shot clock. The shot that time, not on target. Simmons with the defensive effort. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now a 12-point Raptor lead.
Yeah, guys, you really can't say enough about Simmons. Bouncing off defenders like it's nothing on his way to the bag.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today. We get going in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. We've got Green. LeBron James is out there with Gallinari. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Lowry in at the 1 spot. For the 3. Rebound by the Raptors.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Shots good by Walker.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Now Now the pass to Doncic. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter. Pass to LeBron. Drummond dishes to LeBron. Looking to get back on track here. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
At his size, LeBron is a handful inside, and sometimes you can't help but foul him to try and prevent that easy bucket.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Toronto. Eric Bledsoe comes in for Walker. Chris Paul, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. So he gets them both. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for Toronto. Pass to Aldridge. Down low, Adams. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. And the Raptors lead by 18. Simmons against LeBron. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. LeBron, that's a 2-pointer. Another miss by Minnesota.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Clock at 6. Here's Bledsoe. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
Here's LeBron. Back to Green. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. James, no good.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
And Green with the basket on the assist by Paul. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight.
Gotta show more muscle to keep him off that low block.
Well, it's a couple of things here, I think, Greg. Certainly the effort, the willingness to fight, and the willingness to push him off of his comfort zone.
And stolen by Simmons. Here's Doncic. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Stolen by Bledsoe. Doncic, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Pass to Aldridge. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Timberwolves trail by 16. A nice shot by LeBron. James has got 14 points now in the second half.
Boy, bump them all you want. If James has already started his motion on a scoring chance, little you can do about it.
And the Raptors call time here. Let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. protect the basketball, and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Poked away, stolen by Bledsoe. And the pass to Doncic. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Pass to Drummond. Paul against Bledsoe. And it's blocked by Simmons.
How about the balance and body control? Simmons able to send that one packing.
Shooting for Toronto, Eric Bledsoe. At the line for 2.
He's off on the first.
And with Eric Bledsoe, to me, when he's playing with confidence and when he's playing under control, this guy is a big-time difference maker.
He hits the second from the line.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Drummond finds Paul. On the wing, James. Guarded by Simmons. And stolen by Aldridge. Doncic against James. Lets it go from 11. That one off the back iron and out. Timberwolves trail by 19. Al Paul. Lobbed up there for Drummond. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Bledsoe passes to Aldridge. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Gallinari.
At the line for your Raptors, Marcus Aldridge. 2 shots.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. So all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
And guys, aggressive in creating his own shots, but thus far they have not been falling. Probably a good time to try and devote some of that energy to getting others involved.
Chance to present our Jordan player of the game, Luka Doncic.
And I love that it's been a hard charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Gallinari in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Off Raptors leading by 19. Now the feed to Walker. Can't cash in from close range.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. 20 points for Walker.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Raptors.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Luka Doncic.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
Shot clock at 6. Green, the pass to Paul. And he comes up with the deuce.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
And that one drops.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Gallinari attacking over Adams. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Serge, big win tonight. Now, people may think you have some easy games on the schedule, but you did not play easy tonight.
Because we know where we want to go, you know. That's why we was focused tonight. We got to finish strong.
And it was a strong performance, Serge. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.